Hey, today I want to share with you my thoughts and opinions on this bad boy. The Remarkable 2. Let's get into it. What? Okay, so I've had this tablet for about 4 weeks now. Let me see. We can bring the microphone here like that. That way you can see it a little bit better. Look at that. Let's do the showcase right now. So this is the tablet, nice and thin. We got a button up here and we have a USB Type-C over there. And that's all we do. That's all we got. The rest is just capacitive screen, some shortcuts, and the tablet itself. In terms of folio, the tablet comes with its own folio. There's two types. There's the one that's kind of like a sleeve folio, but I have the pretty magnet one, and everything just works nicely. It just clicks on and you're off to the races. It's a nice little finish, a nice gray, and then you have the pen chilling on the side there too. It's good. I like it. It's very polished. So I want to share with you my opinions, my thoughts. This is not going to be a technical review. This is more about my user experience or my owner experience for the past month or so. I feel like I've sort of gathered a bit of a consensus and would like to share with you what I think is great about this tablet, what I think needs improving, and hopefully it'll give you an idea of what to expect and whether or not it's a tablet for you. So I have a bunch of dot points here that I want to talk about. There's quite a few. We'll try and keep it brief, but let's see how we go. The first thing is the look and the form of the tablet. The finishing and the build quality is remarkable. It's excellent. It's remarkable. Get it? Anyway, in all seriousness, it's really nice to touch and it's very light and it's sturdy. Like, you know, look how thin it is, right? Let me bring it in focus here. It's really thin, but it's still sturdy. Like, you cannot bend it. It's got that nice aluminum frame, aluminum for our American friends. And yeah, it's very enjoyable to touch. The screen, its size is insane. Like, it's two times the normal tablets that you get. Say the Kindles and things like that. It's twice the screen size. Like, the screen real estate is beautiful. The comparison with the Kindle I have here. I don't have the Kindle with me, but it's literally just two Kindles Gen 4 back to back, and that's the screen size that we're looking at here. And by the way, if you don't mind, do your thing. Leave a comment, leave a like. It helps the channel a lot. Thanks. In terms of I/O, we have the capacitive screen to flip pages and things, which works quite nicely. You see that screen refresh as well. I'm just looking at my screen as I do it so I can show you guys. The pen works really well. I have it on a very thin sort of note taking, but you can see how like responsive it is. I have the funky pen that you can erase with. The eraser is very thin, the actual eraser size, but you can always go into the eraser mode and do either normal eraser like this or erase selection or erase all. And that's a little bit bigger size. So this, if you have the basic pen, then you will have to use this functionality because it doesn't have the thing, as you know. The white pen does not have the erase capability. The next point that I have here on my list to talk about is the battery life, which is something that I feel like it could be better. They advertise the battery life to be 1 hour per day use for 14 days means that you have 14 hours worth of battery life. That's pretty low, right? Compared to, say, like a Kindle, which can just go on and on for weeks. Then again, you don't have a capacitive touchscreen interface for the Kindle Gen 4, at least the one that I have, so I still feel like the battery life could be a bit better, you know, leaves a little bit more to desire. In terms of the UI and the amounts of pens that pen features that we have, it's incredibly exhaustive. There's the list there. as you can see. And it goes from ballpoint to fine liner, marker, pencil, blah blah, all the way down to calligraphy, which is really nice. And it does have that pressure sensitivity as well. So you have quite a bit of versatility there with the amount of pens that you can grab. And you also have highlighters which come out different colors when you export the PDFs, if you're into that sort of thing. It can be like yellow and green and whatever other color. With this tablet, you can make pretty much notes on every single document that you have, ebooks like EPUBs or PDFs as well. Those are the two formats that it accepts. And you can enable or disable the layers. You can have up to like 4 layers or something, kind of like in Photoshop. So you can enable or disable your notes as you go along, which is a pretty cool feature. You also have a vast number of templates when it comes to your notes that you can make. You can have ruled books, or you can have sheet music, bass, or guitar tabs. They have quite a few exhaustive amounts of templates here too, which is very interesting, very cool. The next thing that I want to talk about is one of the things that tablet is lacking, and I think that they could really improve, and that is the sync and the file transfer. So if you want to do file transfer to put your books and your documents on this tablet, they have the Dropbox and Google Drive functionality, whatever. I don't care about that. I only care about the USB transfer because this tablet is in airplane mode for me. I don't want it to be connected to the internet. So that's just how I use it. The way that this tablet works is that the Remarkable team pretty much wants you to use their sync functionality. You upload the documents to their server, to their website, and then they sync it to you on here, which is great. You can have all your files and sync it all over and blah, blah, blah. I don't care about that. I just want the USB transfer functionality. If you want to transfer files via USB, you still need to go to their web page, or at least the Remarkable web page. You need to enable the feature in your settings, where you go in your browser, you type in the IP address, and you drag and drop files onto your IP address, and it's pretty slow. It's like hundreds of kilobytes per second slow. So if you have, hundreds of ebooks that you want to transfer on your tablet, be prepared to wait a while. And also don't turn on your sleep feature of the, turn off your tablet after 20 minutes of inactivity or whatever, because then your file transfer will break. So from that aspect, I think it would be very useful if they just did it like the Kindle does and have the USB, like it just comes up as a mass storage device. You copy paste your files and Bob's your fanny, you're off to the races, good to go. But no, with this one, you have to drag and drop and then wait around. And another note on this is that I found that ebooks are no-go. So EPUB, the 50% of the file types that are available or supported on this tablet right now out of PDF and EPUB, I found that the EPUB files rarely work or kind of are broken, and they just don't work as intended. So yeah, what I mean by that is that if you drag and drop a bunch of EPUBs on here, the interface for the local transfer, the USB file transfer interface pretty much dies and does not transfer your files over. So I've had the best mileage with PDF files, and those were transferred, all of them. Like I have over 500 documents on here, and it's fine. You get 6.4 gigabytes worth of local storage, which is plenty. Like I haven't filled that up, and I have over 600 documents. But it is something to keep in mind. Like, they've wanted to integrate this sort of always on functionality, and you have to send your books to them and kind of thing, which leads me to the next point. There is no encryption on this tablet. So despite having a Linux base, so the operating system being Linux, there is no file encryption. So the only thing that you do have is pin lock, 4-digit pin code, kind of like you have for your phones, whatever, but that's not really encryption. It's just to prevent prying eyes from connecting, prevent prying eyes from accessing your books or seeing them. This is something that I would really want to see the devs integrate into the tablet, because it does have the bare bones and the framework in order to do that very easily. So please get it done. I want to encrypt my stuff. There is a third-party app that would do that, or not app, but someone's gone through the pain of developing a workaround on GitHub, and I will link that in the description below. But it tends to break things, and it's not, it's not a native implementation, so mileage will certainly vary. One thing that I would really like to see in this tablet to be implemented is a PDF snipping tool, or some sort of document snipping tool, whereby you can select a piece of text and copy it as an image or as a layer, whatever, into your documents, so that you don't have to copy, like to spend time writing notes, right? So for example, here, let me show you what I mean. In this document that I created, I can quickly go into the selection tool, which is that one. Hopefully you can see it. And then I can sort of drag an area of interest, and now I can copy this. This is going to be copied in my clipboard. There it is. And then if I go to the next page, I can easily just tap any page with marker to paste. Boom, it's there. This feature needs to be implemented for books and for PDFs, because I want to get a piece of text from somewhere and I want to put it in my notes. Just get it done. Just get it done, because it would be so much, like, it would be so useful. So incredibly useful. It can be your one-stop shop for note-taking, either at high school or university or whatever you're doing. Very good. Like, it's the only thing you need. You can easily create files on the go. Draw, write, read, you name it. The only disadvantage of this at the moment is the price point. It is a very expensive tablet. And if we were to get those other features added into the upcoming firmwares, then it's going to be even better of a life, quality of life for this tablet, and will be a great, addition. Great to see. So on that note, thanks for tuning in. I hope this was helpful and useful in some sort of way. And happy reading. We'll see you in the next one.